they get something from you. And the closest thing they can get to you is when you have a personal relationship with an individual. And then you wonder why. Because you've allowed that individual into your circle. Like in the Charm ones, that television show and movie, they had a house that was protected. And the protection was there, and when they allow a demon in, that's where he had the power, and they had to kill him, etc. Some get in, but most of them stay out. The thing is that be careful who you allow in your circle. But these stones protect you and give you a reference, but you got to come to a balance of understanding. By you being born, you may have powers of healing, you may have powers of seeing, you may have powers of understanding, but then you may have collective powers that you just don't understand. And most of the guys don't teach them in the regular transliterated Hebrew Bibles and the English Bibles don't get into the mysticism. They touch on it, but they don't. You will understand in this round, this is part 1 of the 13, so we're only going to deal with one fact. And I don't want you to go, and I'm not going to go into New Moon 1 and start talking about New Moon 7. We're going to deal with 1, those stones, the power stones, and all that. And then when that's done, whether it takes 2 hours, 3 hours, that'll be the end of the class. We're not going to have a class that goes into that realm. Once it's done, you ask questions about it, it's done. The next following week, we go into number 2. Then we go and do that. Number 3, number 4, number 5, new moons. And you'll know what months they are. Because when you look at your months, most people are born and have a dualistic month time period because of different ranges. But we're going to deal with the demonic forces, which is called Aries, Taurus, Scorpio, and etc. These are demons, and this is the demonic range of the astral world and spirit. Then we're going to do collectively, we'll touch on the other factors. These are the things that you deal with as gifts. What are the certain foods that you have to deal with and help you and heal you? There are other foods out there, but these are the principal primary foods. What are the time zones? And these time zones are not connected to the GMT, but they're connected to your spirit. And in the civil calendar, you have to be able to relate to both of them and intertwine. And these are the connections to where you are. And these are the things that are going to bring you into your essence. So when you share these things with other people, you'll be able to look at this and see where you are, because you'll look at the spectrum of time, the wheel, and the birth chart. We had to create this because it don't exist. Then another thing is you'll look at the hands, another basic 7 primary spectrums of reading the hand. And when you look at this, you'll be able to look at people, and if you can't see the auric field, look at the people and look at the hands, and you'll be able to see a similar connection to the personality and how they would treat you. And you'll be able to do a basic reading. And these are some of the things that you'll be able to do. Now, whether you make this cut come up in your hand and you pop from here to France, that's up to you. That's on you. That's on you. Anybody got any questions?
I do.
Yes.
When you were talking about the 7 continents.
Yes.
Okay, is Europe included?
Yes, but not under that name.
Okay, so that's the Gentile.
Yeah, the Europe, remember the one they said she was the prince or the princess of Anatolia?
Yeah.
That was, see, Europe is a name that came off later. All the names of the 7 lands were all beginning with A, and they still do have the reference to A, even when they had it in the time, they call it Al-Kibalan, see? And now they call it Africa, which is the Greek to gay men. Then you have Australia, and then you have Antarctica, or Asia, and all of those. And then Europe, all of a sudden, next thing you know, they don't have the name. That's because they're changing things, and they deal with the difference of time.
So is Europe a sacred tribe?
Europe belongs to Awamaya. It's the land of Ham.
Oh, European?
And in that sector is the Gentile. The map that I talked about, and I asked someone to say what this was, and I'll print that out for you guys to look at on the scanner, where it says the Isles of the Gentile. Yeah. That's what it was, but it was in the land of Ham. Ham is Awamaya.
Ham? I thought he was Africa.
He's who?
Africa.
Africa is that, but it's more than that.
But Europe and, okay.
The land of Ham covers a lot.
Oh, okay.
covers a lot of area, which includes Africa.
And Europe?
Some of it, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Any other questions?
Referring to the movie, like wrote the book, was there a?
Mummy 3?
Yeah.
Yes,
She was holding the book.
yes.
Did you say that there really is a book of y'all that you for y'all to keep, or was that a simple?
No, there is a book like that. There is a book like that. And in this book that's like that, they went into Iraq trying to find it. They also made a movie about it with Michael Douglas called The Jewel of the Nile. They also made another movie about it where they called it, where they was taking on the name called Pi. So they know that there is a book, and this book, they're trying to find it, but it is well hidden, and they're trying to locate it, but right now, it is not known to the common man. And you know if they can't find, what's his name? What's that? Bin Laden. You know they're not going to get the book. I mean, how many years now since it's been? Maybe when the new guy come in, what's his name, Obama? Maybe they'll find it. Maybe he'll come up. Like that one guy who was a war criminal, he might be living in Cincinnati, Ohio, down by Garfield Place. Who knows? Because the other guy, he was hiding in plain sight, looked like a little elf, a little furry elf, you know? Remember that guy? Yeah. Anybody got any other questions?